charity. I'm a citizen of New Hampshire. Thank you for listening to us today, Madam and Committee. As I drove here today, I thought about this bill and thought of it in regard to my 3 children. Thought about my son. If this passes, my son can never say he's going to take a bride. My daughters can never say they're going to take a groom, because now it's just A and B. There's no husband or wife. There's no mother or father. They're just neutral beings. And that really disturbed me. I've sat on the sideline, and this whole issue really has invigorated me about being an active citizen and participating. I know a family very dear to me, and the husband left his wife and 4 children to live a homosexual lifestyle. And he did that for 18 years. And I asked his wife, I said, why don't you divorce him? She said, I can't, I'm married, he's my husband, and he'll one day come back to me. And you know, he got healing, and he did come back, and that family was restored. And I just looked at that and I said, this is amazing that that's possible, and that's how strong a bond a husband and wife is, that neither one sought divorce over all those years, and they restored that marriage. New Hampshire is so unique in New England. We have such strength of families here. We can see the difference. I knew the difference when I moved here 13 years ago, how unique it was compared to the rest of New England, how strong the families were, how low the crime rate is, how wonderful the schools are, and it's so founded upon strong husbands and wives, people I deal with every single day as I live in my community, and these moms and dads raising up these children to be great citizens of New Hampshire. And this seems to be a very emotional issue to people here, and understandably so, but it's not about emotions, it's about marriage. It's about a husband and a wife, and that's what it's been for thousands of years. It's what our civilization was based on. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. The next person is Amy Wright, and after that, just so you're here, Rosemary Bonnick, Maura Notini, and we're going to hear from Robert Bennett as well. So go right ahead, Amy.
Good morning, my name is Amy Longwright. I don't know how to convey this morning what I feel. On my left hand, on my ring finger, I have had a wedding band on for 9 years. I stood by a clearing, by a beautiful river, and shared with my partner vows that said we would be together forever, and separation was not an obstacle, no matter what challenges came before us. I went into the relationship with a child. It was not easy. But my partner was the best step-parent I could have ever wanted for my child. My child thoroughly grew and flourished in our home. He had 2 loving parents. He could come home every day and say, can someone help me with my homework? And he had 2 parents that were there for him. We've been together over 10 years. This year we celebrate our 9th wedding anniversary. When I introduce her, I say, this is my wife. And people say to me, oh, did you go to Massachusetts and get married? And I say, no. And then they say, did you have a civil union? I say, no. I say, I'm waiting for my state to recognize my union. And then people ask me, why don't you get a civil union? And I say, because I am better than to be able to get on the bus and still sit in the back. I want to be able to ride in the front of the bus. My marriage is no less than anyone else's. We have seen our heterosexual friends get married and divorced, have children, get divorced. For me, this is not about religion, it's not about God, it's not about the Bible, it's not about politics, it's about the fact that I have a relationship. I was talking to a conservative that I work with the other day, and I was talking about how I'm going on vacation, and in order to do that, I have to bring paperwork to say, God forbid anything happens, that I can go to the hospital. and have the same rights as if it was my husband in the hospital. I want marriage equality. I don't care if they call it ham and spam. I want the same rights to be able to do and live the way I've lived for the last 9 years and just have it be legalized in the same way as my neighbor who is married to a man or my neighbor who is married to a woman. I have the same love and commitment. Divorce is not an option in my house. We're going to stay and struggle and fight. Just like the last man that shared, love will prevail, marriage will prevail, and it will in my house too. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. Next person.